So what is something that you've been putting off? Something that you've forgotten about, something that you said, when I have more time or when I have more money, that's when I'll get to it. That thing that your heart's really long to do, but you just haven't had the energy maybe to do it. Maybe you've forgotten about it with all the things going on. Well, now is the time to start putting it on your list, to put it on your say yes list. You might have heard of a bucket list, but we call it a say yes list. And we want to help you turn that say yes list item into reality. In fact, we want you to start having lots of say yes list items. So if you don't have a say yes list yet, now is the perfect time to get it. We have a free PDF that you can download just for this. And it actually gives you a list of all the ways on how to create success with this download. And it also gives you a page of where you can write all your say yes list items. And then it also gives you a page on where to start with the say yes list item. Because if you're like most people, you may have that list started, but then it stops for whatever reason. So it walks you through how to actually turn those say yes list items into reality. So if that sounds like something you want, turning your dreams into reality and start living that life you love, now is a perfect time to go and download the free template at thesayyesexperience.com/list. thesayyesexperience.com/LIS as in Sam, T as in Tom. thesayyesexperience.com/list, LIST. So download your free copy today. Welcome to the Say Yes Experience podcast, where we inspire you to get out of your comfort zone and into possibilities. Our mission at the Say Yes Experience is to empower 10 million people to say yes. If you're new here, welcome. We're thrilled you're here. I'm Jessica Rector. I co-founded the Say Yes Experience with my then 9-year-old son Blaze, based off his idea to let's just say yes to things. I'm one of the top experts on burnout, and companies and conferences hire me to present on mental health, wellness, and burnout prevention. As a #1 best-selling author of 11 books, keynote speaker, and a burnout specialist, I've seen so much with our clients. The Say Yes Experience was started to help you really start living, to do the things that light you up, have more fun, and turn your dreams, or what we call say yes list items, into reality. So thank you for investing in yourself and being here. Now let's make it happen. It can be easy for life to get in the way of your dreams. As years go by, maybe you've forgotten about your dreams or thought you're too old. Our guest today proves that age is only a number and doesn't impact your ability to pursue your dreams. She empowers thousands with all she's doing. So please help me welcome Connie Meyer Ping. Woo! Thanks for joining us, Connie.
Oh, it's great to be here. I'm just so excited. I love it.
We are very excited because you've had such an incredible say yes experience recently, and we want to share it with everyone to help empower and inspire them. So tell us a little bit about it and how you got started with that saying yes.
Well, my say yes experience recently was for my 80th birthday. Woo! And also our 3rd wedding anniversary. Wow. And I have been on a website called Girls Love to Travel. And I had seen girls having photo shoots with a flying dress. And most of them that I had seen were in Santorini or other places, which my husband and I had already traveled to those places. So he wanted to go to Las Vegas for my birthday and our anniversary. Yeah. I'd never been. He had been, but I had never been. And he said, maybe they'll have one of those flying dress photo shoots there. And sure enough, I found a photographer and we booked the flying dress photo shoot. We had no idea what it was going to be like. It just looked cool, you know.
It looks really cool. So Connie, how did you find the photographer in Vegas? Because I've seen lots of those. That's how we connected, right? In the Girls Love Travel group on Facebook. And I've seen a lot of those flying dress photo shoots too. And like you, I tend to think that they're all kind of done in the same area or the same place. So how did you find that in Las Vegas or even know where to look?
Well, I just Googled flying dress photo shoot Las Vegas. And it came up, and actually the girl that was the photographer, and of course they have a team that have to fly your dress and do the poses, and she had started with the flying dress photo shoot. And when I first Googled it, another company came up and they said, well, we're not going to do it anymore, but here's the name and the phone number of somebody that can. So I was just so excited that we were going to get to do it.
Oh, and they look amazing. Your photos look amazing. So you contacted them, you get out to Vegas, and then what was that whole process like?
Well, we first went over to Alexandra's studio in Las Vegas. We Ubered over to the studio, and they had someone there to do our makeup, and they sprayed our hair so it wouldn't fly all over the place. And then I picked out the dress color that I wanted, and so they loaded us and the dress and everything, and we drove to the Bellagio hotel, mainly because at the Bellagio you could go out front. It's not actually on the property, so we could shoot on the sidewalk.
And that's the hotel that has the fountains, right? Is that the hotel that
has the fountains? That's the hotel with the fountains. Beautiful.
That's beautiful.
At the site where she did the photos, she could pose me so I had Caesar's Palace behind me.
Nice.
And then we turned the other way, and then the Paris was behind me.
That's nice.
So we got 3 locations in one.
That's fantastic. Yeah. So you go and you pick out your dress, and are you wearing your dress before you get out there? You're walking to the location, and are you in your dress? Are you changing, somewhere at the location? Because I would imagine that lots of people are going to be wondering what this is about, and you're kind of going to start getting a crowd because people, that's exciting. So people want to watch and see.
Right. Well, we get to the Bellagio and we go into the women's restroom, and they get me all tied up into the dress. They have to wrap it around and around. Then it took about 3 people to carry that train. So we're starting to gather a crowd as we're walking out, to the strip. Yeah. We get out to the strip and they start flying the dress, and a crowd begins to gather. What in the world is going on?
And how are you feeling when all this was happening?
It was so exciting. It was really, really exciting. And they began to pose us, and we had to look into each other's eyes for a long time. We had to kiss, and it was so much fun. Even my husband in the middle said, "Oh, honey, this is so much fun. We really, really enjoy it." Then the photographer told us there might be people ask if they can have their photo taken with you. And if they do, we'll ask your permission first. Well, there were 2 brothers that looked like they were probably in their late 20s, early 30s. And they were from Italy, and they wanted to have their picture taken with us. And so we said yes, that would be fine. I think they thought we were some kind of celebrities. We were.
You were celebrities in that moment. That is so incredibly fun. So what were you thinking and feeling like during the process, getting your pictures taken? They said pose like this and all that kind of stuff. Well, how were you feeling in the moment? Because that's kind of a, once in a lifetime, if you will, kind of experience that people really want to take advantage of. So how were you feeling when all of it was going on?
Well, once we got, out to the strip and they started flying the dress and posing us. It was really, really fun. It was not yet dark when we started, the photo shoot. And then as it progressed on, sun went down, the lights of the Bellagio and the fountain started going up, and it was just magical. I wouldn't have missed it for anything in the world.
And your photographer must have timed that perfectly, because those fountains only go on at certain times of the day as well.
Right.
So that's awesome that they timed it so well that they were able to get those fountains in the pictures as well.
Yeah. She was really, really skilled at what she was doing. And it was just so much fun and such a wonderful experience. And the thing of it wasn't that expensive. I mean, we've done a lot of excursions and experiences that were a lot more expensive, and I just think that they just did great, and we just had a great time doing it.
And that's what you remember. I mean, I'm like you. Whenever I travel, my son and I, we do all kinds of activities. We go and do stuff, and there's ones that we've paid a lot of money for, and then you don't even get a picture at the end or something like that. Like no way to really physically have something tangible when you leave, as opposed to something like that where you're creating these experiences, these memories, and you actually get pictures that showcase it. So well worth it. How fun is that? So what made you decide to say yes to it? So think about it. You're turning 80, you're seeing all these other women in this Facebook group. Again, it's not my group, but if anybody's interested out there that travels and you're female, you're more than welcome to join Girls Love Travel group. It's a great group. But you're seeing all these different flying dress photos, right? Typically the ones I see, it's always during the day, like younger women. Well, I should say, 30s, 40s women. You're turning 80. So when you see all those photos, what do you think? Do you think, oh, yes, I got to do that? Or what really is going through your mind when you're seeing all these, especially because a lot of them do happen in Greece?
Well, the first thing that I had decided, especially, turning 80, was that I was not going to let age define me. That, women my age they don't have to be invisible. We can thrive. We're full of, we can have fun. And so that was that, I wanted to do something to have fun. And then the second factor was 18 months ago, I got a diagnosis of ALS and was told that I had 2 to 5 years to live, get my affairs in order. So I did that. And I was okay with the diagnosis. My husband and I were sad. We'd only been married under 2 years at the time. But we thought, well, we're up for the challenge. And then they sent me to an ALS specialist in Chicago at Northwestern. And he examined me and took a look at me and he said, I don't see it. So then we have taken the last year, almost a year, of doing tests and found out that I do not have ALS. I do have some autoimmune thing and I still have some symptoms, but I do not have ALS. And that was a wake-up call, not to put off, say yes. You always think maybe you'll have time, but maybe you won't. And so we just decided that we were going to do things that we thought that would be enjoyable, that would be experiences that even our children could remember. And my motto now is say yes now, don't wait.
That's such a great motto.
And you do always think you'll have time, to do that. And we have found that living in the moment, just like we did when we were having the flying dress photo shoot, just staying in the moment actually slows down time. When you live in the past and in the future, it goes fast like that. So we found that we just take each day, to the fullest.
Do you want to start saying yes, but you just don't know where to start? And oftentimes when we don't know where to start, we just don't start. So we created an ebook just for you. We put together 101 ways to say yes in this ebook. Ideas big and small, things that only take a small amount of time, like 1 to 2 minutes. Whether you're saying yes to yourself, in your family, relationships, or pushing yourself lovingly outside of your comfort zone with adventures, it's all made to really help you become more of your rock star self. So you can get this ebook at thesayyesexperience.com/book, BOOK. So if you want to start saying yes, or maybe you need some ideas on how to say yes because you get so caught up in being busy and doing tasks and projects or doing laundry and cooking that the time flies by and you want to spend time with your family, but you just don't know how to say yes. Those ideas just don't come to you. We put it together to make it super, super easy for you. So go to thesayyesexperience.com/book to get your copy today and start saying yes now. Are you feeling overwhelmed, stressed, or burned out? We get it. You're not alone. In fact, according to our research, 79% of the workforce is in burnout and almost half are in extreme burnout. In fact, it's the number one reason why people are leaving organizations. They're burned out. They're looking for something more. They're looking for something better. But it doesn't have to be that way. We have your solution. It's called Blaze Your Brain to Extinguish Burnout. 52 keys to prevent, break through, and eliminate burnout. You can find your copy at justcorrector.com/store. Now, this is a great tool that you can use with yourself, with your colleagues, within your organization. Everyone can get one, and you can go through one a week with them. And at the end, you can say, what was something that worked this week? What was a success you had? So you can champion and encourage each other. You can also ask what were the challenges and issues that came up, so you can mastermind and brainstorm around those to keep those from coming up in the future. So make sure you get your copy at justcorrector.com/store. All books are autographed with a personal message just for you.
So here's what I love about that. First of all, that you don't have to wait until you're 80 to start saying yes, right? Age doesn't define you. You can do anything at any point, no matter how old you are. And you also don't have to wait until ... to go say yes and to go start doing things. So many times people will say, well, when I have more time, when I have more money, when I have more energy, when I have more fill in the blank, right? When I have things together more, when I have it's figured out, when, right? And before they know it, not just a few weeks or a few months goes by, years go by, and they're still saying that same thing to themselves. Well, when we have more time, well, you're never going to get more time, right? You're only going to always have 24 hours in the day. That is not going to change. So really, how do you create the time and how do you make it a priority, right? Not until, you get something that puts a time limit on your life that says, hey, you only have this time to live. And then you go, oh, well, maybe I need to. How can we start doing that now? And to your point of living in the moment, how can we start living in the moment now? Because so often our brains are thinking something didn't work well in the past, so I'm not going to do it again. Or what if it doesn't work out? What if the flying dress experience isn't what I think it's going to be? Or what if there's no photographers in Vegas? We start thinking of all these things as opposed to, I'm just going to Google flying dress photographers in Vegas, right? It sounds so simple, but oftentimes as humans, I think we overthink things. And then we talk ourselves out of doing it, right? Well, there's probably not a flying dress photographer in Vegas. I probably have to go to Greece and I don't have the money to go to Greece. And then we think about that. We'll never do it. So what do you suggest, or how do you really want to encourage someone to basically get out of their head and stop thinking and really start doing those things? And no matter what age they are, that they can go out there and create those experiences for themselves.
Well, I think, first of all, you have to really make a commitment. to say yes. And most of the time, it's not always going to be convenient, but you just have faith that it will work out. And it does. It does work out. And it takes practice to live in the present moment and to be present now. It takes a lot of practice and a lot of work, because our brains just want to go other places. Because
so
it
how were
does
you able
slow
to
down.
stay in the moment so much when you were doing the flying dress photo? How were you and your husband really able to stay in that moment when you were doing that photo shoot?
You have to focus, and we were totally focused on each other and just letting it flow and not trying to make things happen. You can't make things happen. And especially, when you're traveling, there's going to be things that are inconvenient. I watched you a couple of weeks ago driving from one place and then back to another because it was closed. You've got to throw that all caution to the wind. Things aren't going to be convenient, but they will work out, and you'll be always happy that you did it.
Yeah. And they're not going to always be easy, right? You're going to have to do the research. You're going to have to figure it out. Yeah. We were taking a road trip. For those that don't know, my son and I were taking a road trip, and one of the places he wanted to go was in Nashville, and the place was closed the day that we could go. And our ultimate destination was Kentucky. So we went to Hot Springs, Arkansas, Nashville on the way to Kentucky. And then on the way back, I decided, well, we're just going to stop in Nashville. We didn't stay the night in Nashville again. It was literally, we're going to drive to Nashville just to go to this adventure and science museum. We were there a few hours, and then we went to Memphis. So in that, like, it was a 3.5 hour drive there. We stayed a few hours, 3.5 hour drive, but it was worth it because it was something that he wanted to do. So I also think, especially when traveling, but also just in life, to have some flexibility. I think as we get older, the more rigid we get. We like to do things like this. We want it to be exactly like this, or we get too into planning the exact things at the exact times. And I found for me, the things that work best is when I have that flexibility, when I don't have to, okay, I'm going from this to this to this at this exact moment in this minute. So because life happens, and something may take longer than you expect, or you leave earlier than you expect. So having that flexibility also allows it allows me to be in that moment, and it allows me to think, okay, great. So now what do we want to do? We didn't have everything planned out. Now what feels good? It kind of goes more into what feels good, what feels right. What are we in the mood for?
Right, exactly. And to be persistent. Don't give up. Be persistent, because it will work out.
Yes. And I think that's key. Give yourself the space and the grace to put in the time and the effort to do what you want. So research the flying dress, research the next place you're going, or the activity you want to do, or what you want to say yes to. And then if you find a no, or you're not finding it easy, put something out, ask your friends, or put it out on social to find out, okay, well, what can we do? Or how can we make this work? Because a lot of times when things aren't super easy from the beginning, we just say, that didn't work. Not going to do that again. So I love that you're saying be persistent. So is there anything that you wish you would have done earlier in life that now you and your husband are going to go out and do?
I really don't think so. I'm kind of one that, things work out the way they're supposed to.
Yes.
And now both of us are retired, and it was our dreams to travel. When we met, that was one of the things that we said. When I posted this on Girls Love to Travel, Jessica, I never dreamed what would happen.
What happened?
We had 42,700 likes.
Whoa!
We had 3,500 comments. And people would say, wow, I now have this goal for my life. Oh, this is beautiful. This is stunning. one lady said, "This is the best post I've seen in 2023." And we had over 200 friend requests from people all over the world: India, Mexico, France, Portugal, Germany. It was just amazing. And to think that at this time in our life, just because we said yes to that experience, the joy that it brought to people, and it's just been amazing.
But Connie, it's even more than just joy that you brought to people. You're empowering them. You're inspiring them because you said yes. You're going out and giving them the hope, right? We all want that hope. You're giving them the hope that they too can do it in their life, no matter what their circumstances, because they look at you and they say, wow, she did that at 80. I can do it too.
And many of them said that.
Yes.
This has inspired me to go and try it as well. So
just by you going out there saying yes, being your awesome, amazing self, you're helping other people do that exact same thing. It literally gives me goosebumps. Like, you just said yes, and people see that and they say, oh my goodness, how can I start saying yes in my own life? You've literally changed people's lives just by doing that. How does that feel? I mean, that's incredible.
It feels amazing. And I'm so surprised. I mean, it's encouraging to me as well that, yes, I don't have to hide in the corner somewhere just because I'm not going to let age define me. I'm not going to let a diagnosis define me. I feel good, and
you look great.
Thank you. Thank you. And, that's one of the things that my neurologist said. He said, it's not about age, it's about energy. And so I think if we stay engaged with life and have things to look forward to, and be excited about life, and inquisitive about what's still out there that we might,
curious. Yeah. Age is just a number, right? Age is just a number. Just continue to be curious. So what's up next for you, Connie? What are you and your husband going to be doing next?
Well, in a few days, my daughter and I are going back to Chicago for me to have another test for the final ruling out of the ALS. And we're taking 5 days in Chicago. And we're going to go to the art museum, which we love, out to Navy Pier. We got some restaurants that we were excited to go to. And then when those 5 days are over, I'm driving directly from the airport to St. Louis. And I'm meeting my daughter that lives in Alaska. And she's taking me to Antigua for 10 days.
Oh, well, that's fun. Look at you. You are just continuing the travels. I love it.
And then this summer in July, we have a trip planned. I have a niece that lives in Montana, my sister's daughter. And so we're going to take my sister out there and leave her for a while. And we're going to see all the sights in Montana. So, then we really want to take a trip to the Panama Canal, but I haven't been able to find one yet for October. So I'm going to keep looking.
You keep looking. Perseverance. Yes, there's one out there. You have lots of exciting things out there and that you're doing, and you'll continue to inspire and empower us all in our lives. So what kind of words of wisdom, or what do you want to leave people with to inspire and empower them in their lives that they can say yes and create their own say yes experience?
I'm just a firm believer. Just say yes now. Don't wait. Say yes now. Have those experiences. Enjoy them. And just stay in the moment and enjoy every moment.
And know that it's always going to work out.
Yes, that it's always going to work out.
It will. So thank you so much for joining us, Connie. We hope yes, of course. Thank you for being here. And we hope that you stay in the moment and say yes now and create your own say yes experiences. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Are you ready to move to your next level of rockstar greatness? CFO, Chief Fun Officer, #1 best-selling author, and keynote speaker Blaze Rector is ready to help you do that. At just 10 years old, he's already written 2 #1 best-selling books. Through the power of storytelling, he uses lessons learned and shares strategies, tips, tactics, and tools to inspire, empower, and motivate you to live a more amazing life. So if you're ready to do that in your own life, grab a copy of his #1 best-selling books at justcorrector.com/store. And when you order your copies, he will personally autograph them and write you a message on those books before shipping them out to you to really inspire and empower you in your life. These books are great for adults and kids alike. So if you're ready to move to your next level of rockstar greatness, make sure you grab your copy at justcorrector.com/store. Enjoy those amazing, empowering, transformational books. Did you know that the 2 biggest issues impacting the workforce are mental health and burnout? Well, we have your solution. The more that you feel burned out, the more it impacts your mental health. The more your mental health is impacted, the more it leads to burnout. So it's a vicious cycle that goes around and around, but it doesn't have to be that way. You can help them both if you're intentional and strategic with it. We have lots of resources for you at justcorrector.com/store. One that I want to highlight that really enhances your mental health is Tame Your Brain Game, 52 tips to turn negative thoughts into positive action. Now, research shows that 80% of your thoughts are negative. No matter how positive you feel, it's the pattern and the habit that you've developed over the course of years, over the course of decades. And that can often impact your life, how you show up, how you lead, how you communicate, how you engage, whether at work or at home. And then it also impacts a work environment. All you need is one NN or TT, negative Nancy or toxic Tim, to really impact that work environment. So if you are ready to enhance your mental health, get your copy of Tame Your Brain Game, 52 tips to turn negative thoughts into positive action today at justcorrector.com/store. All books are autographed with a personal message just for you.
Thank you so much for being here. Check us out at thesayyesexperience.com. Our mission at the Say Yes Experience is to empower 10 million people to say yes. With your help in sharing our podcast, we can do that. Follow us on all social media at the Say Yes Experience and join our free community at facebook.com/groups/the Say Yes Experience. Thank you again to our guest. You can find all the contact information for our guest in the show notes. Thank you to our CFO, Chief Fun Officer, Blaze Rector, our business advisor, Lisa Bahurick, and to our team at Just Corrector Enterprises. We look forward to connecting with you on the next episode. Have an amazing day and keep being a rock star.